And a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ives Lamel Family Field for this homecoming 2021 matchup as the host Brevard College Tornadoes are taking on the Maryville Scots. 2 p.m. kickoff here at Ives Lamel Family Field. The centerpiece of a huge week of homecoming celebrations. We just unveiled a sculpture of the newest addition to the Brevard College campus, Tornado, and dedicated to retiring President and First Lady David and Lynn Joyce, and real great moment over there. Great job by the Student Government Association. And as we prepare for Maryville versus Brevard, we're going to turn it over to our public address announcer, Ray Gill, for the starting lineups.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet today's starting lineups. First, the visiting Scots of Maryville College. For Maryville on offense, at left tackle, number 74, a 6'2 sophomore, Tanner Dyer. At left guard, a 5'11 sophomore, number 64, Jaden Curtis. At center, a 6'4 junior, number 75, Jace Britton. At right guard, a 5'11 freshman, number 63, Jamari Stewart. At right tackle, a 6'3 junior, number 55, Ronald Villabos. At tight end, a 6'1 sophomore, number 86, Danner Hill. At wide receiver, a 5'11 junior, number 7, Mikael Santos. At wide receiver, a 5'11 senior, number 9, Jacob Cortez. At wide receiver, a 6'3 senior, number 11, Hunter Burke. At quarterback, a 6'2 senior, number 22, Nelson Smith. And at running back, a 5'9 sophomore, number 8, Braden Dunson. And now for Maryville on defense. At defensive end, a 5'11 freshman, number 51, Nate Gregory. At defensive tackle, a 6'2 junior, number 76, Taylor Thomas. At defensive tackle, a 5'11 freshman, number 94, DJ Cameron. At defensive end, a 6'1 freshman, number 1, Jonathan Harris. At linebacker, a 6'2 senior, number 2, Caden Harbin. At linebacker, a 6'1 senior, number 50, Bo Herring. At linebacker, a 6' senior, number 25, Colby Manis. At cornerback, a 5'9 sophomore, number 28, Logan Parker. At free safety, a 6' senior, number 26, Grant Agnew. At strong safety, a 6'1 senior, number 24, Hayden Tanner. And at cornerback, a 6' freshman, number 15, Tyler Barrett. The special teams today, handling the kicking duties, will be a 6'1 sophomore, number 35, Connor Rutledge. And at punter, a 5'11 senior, number 12, Trevor Thomas. And now the starting lineup for your Brevard College Tornadoes. On offense, a 6'1 sophomore, number 2 at quarterback, Taylor Jackson III. At running back, a 5'10 junior, number 3, Mitchell Yoder. At wide receiver, a 5'8 senior, number 1, Brandon Norris. At wide receiver, a 6'3 senior, number 7, Dalton Cole. At tight end, a 6'2 senior, number 8, Jaden O'Leary. At fullback, a 6' senior, number 47, Jordan Bill. At right tackle, a 6'6 freshman, number 64, Andrew Bullard. At right guard, a 5'10 senior, number 63, Zion Barholo. At center, a 6'1 junior, number 60, Todd Norman. At left guard, a 6'2 senior, number 68, Justin Parker. And at left tackle, a 6'8 senior, number 70, Brandon Unangst. And now for your Tornadoes on defense. At defensive end, a 6' sophomore, number 99, Ernest Smith II. At defensive tackle, a 6'1 junior, number 42, Wyatt Langford. At defensive end, a 6'1 senior, number 8, Jerome Bass. At linebacker, a 6'1 senior, number 1, Stephon Kennedy. At linebacker, a 6' sophomore, number 3, Jeff Banning. At linebacker, a 6'2 junior, number 4, Toby Naylor. At linebacker, a 5'10 junior, number 19, Tyler Harrison. At cornerback, a 5'7 sophomore, number 14, Cameron Moore. At safety, a 6' senior, number 37, Wesley Ross. At safety, a 5'10 senior, number 2, Dante Anderson. And at cornerback, a 5'10 sophomore, number 39, Jalen Smith. On special teams today, the kicking duties will be handled by a 5'11 senior, number 11, Stamati Damalos. And at punter, a 5'10 freshman, number 13, Nick Akis. It's Bill Kyatt, right? And the Tornadoes head coach, Mr. Bill Kyatt.
Back here at Islamel Family Field, approximately 9 minutes away from a 2 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff. And a very festive atmosphere here at Islamel Family Field, the campus of Brevard College. Homecoming week had the Athletics Hall of Fame inductions earlier today. The unveiling of the newest sculpture, Tornado. Pep rallies throughout the week, women's soccer games, volleyball games, you name it, all things Brevard College Tornadoes this week. A great week of spirit on campus. Baseball held a big golf tournament this weekend for a lot of alumni involvement in that. Also tennis with a community round robin this morning as well. So really appreciate everybody chipping in and enjoying the homecoming festivities. And meanwhile, got some business to take care of here. Maryville at Brevard, USA South Conference matchup. The Scots 1-4, 1-2 in the USA South Conference entering this matchup. Brevard 2-3, 2-1 in the USA South Conference. Brevard coming off a 27-7 road victory at Greensboro. And looking to maintain those winning ways versus Maryville. Fourth meeting in school history. The Tornadoes with a 3-1 advantage in the all-time series. These two teams met in the spring, a 14-3 victory in the spring of 2021. Defense was the story in that one for the Tornadoes. 147 total yards allowed. That was a impressive afternoon of defense. Included 3 forced turnovers. Big day for, you might remember this name, senior defensive back Quentin Jackson, a.k.a. Q. Jackson with 2 interceptions in that one. Went on to win USA South Defensive Player of the Week and D3Football.com Team of the Week honors. Then if you remember back before we had football on campus just a couple years ago, at Brevard Memorial Stadium, a homecoming matchup on October 5th, 2019. That's a memorable one where the Tornadoes won 22-10 in 2019. Well, Tornadoes coming off that victory over Greensboro. Jock Pledger earning his 3rd D3Football.com Team of the Week honor. Unfortunately, we won't see Jock today, nursing an ankle injury, so precautionary measure to hold him out of today's game, but he was able, despite limited action in terms of snaps versus Greensboro, able to win that D3Football.com Team of the Week honor. And also Stamati Damalos, USA South Special Teams Player of the Week. Congratulations, Stamati, the senior. He's having a great year, as are the special teams all together. Names like Hugo Taylor, he's been blasting kickoffs through the back of the end zone. Nick Akis has been a great addition punting the football. Long snapper Kyler Smith as well. A couple freshmen making an impact. Return-wise, we'll keep an eye out for Brandon Norris and also Marcus Lane May see Mitchell Yoder from time to time in that position. You heard the starting lineups announced earlier. First career start for Taylor Jackson. Looking forward to seeing Taylor Jackson do his thing for the Tornadoes, the sophomore quarterback from Guyton, Georgia, making his Tornado starting debut. We've seen him in some action so far this year, and also expect to see a big dose of several running backs: Mitchell Yoder, Devontae Murray, Deshaunte Kirkland, and Freddie Aiken III. Wide receivers include names like Dalton Cole, Brandon Norris, Montrell Stinson, Luis Alvarez, and Zachary Knorr. And there's the Tornadoes as they have arrived and are ready to get things started here at Lamel Family Field. You can hear the Tornado sirens. You can hear the bells, the drum line, and a festive atmosphere here at Lamel Family Field. A critical matchup here for the Tornadoes and Scots as they try to position themselves here in USA South Conference play, and should be a good one between these two. And we're going to turn it over now to Sherrod Kreisman for today's invocation.
Please bow your heads and join us for this afternoon's invocation given by Brevard College's minister, Sherrod Kreisman.
I'm going to wait for them.
Just moments away from the invocation as the Maryville Scots make their way to the playing surface here at Lamel Family Field. And we'll turn it over now to Sherrod Kreisman.
Let us pray. We're so grateful for this space, the beauty of this day, this moment that we stand in. As we stand in this space, we pray your blessings upon all who stand here. Bless players and coaches and trainers, everyone involved, refs, that we would be at our best, that we would leave everything we have on this field and allow us as onlookers to be at our best and to celebrate the best of sportsmanship this day. So we give you thanks now for all that will happen. Keep us safe and in your care. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Happy birthday, California!
Excellent job on the national anthem by Grace Vaught, Brevard College student athlete, and really got the crowd here at Lamel Family Field prepared for this one. Brevard versus Maryville, just moments away. Tornadoes coming off a win at Greensboro, 27-7. That followed a loss, 21-14 versus Huntington back on September the 25th. Earlier this season, losses to Shorter and the Apprentice School, then a win at NC Wesleyan. So, interestingly enough, Tornadoes still looking for their first home victory of the season. Meanwhile, Maryville, tough start to the season. Started the year 0-4. Losses to Berry, Center, Methodist, and at Averett. But then a win last week versus Southern Virginia. And the two teams now at midfield for the coin toss. Dante Anderson, Eli Carr, Dalton Cole. And Toby Naylor. And Maryville will receive. So the Tornadoes won the toss, deferred to the second half, and Maryville elects to receive. So Maryville will receive to start this ball game. And a lot of energy here at Islamel Family Field. Tornadoes in the home blue jerseys with the silver numerals, silver pants with the blue stripes. Maryville wearing the white jerseys, and we'll call it burgundy as far as their numerals and pants go. And crowd's ready to go. Bells are ringing deep for Maryville is Santos. And kickoff here, it'll be fielded by number 15, Tyler Barrett. And Tornadoes effectively cover the kick. Jeff Banning called his game name a lot last game in on that tackle on special teams. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Maryville Scots at the 24. Shotgun snap to Smith. He hands it off. Malone with the carry there, setting up a 3rd down. So 2 straight running plays to start things off for Maryville. 3rd and 3 from the 31-yard line, opening possession of this matchup between the Scots and the Tornadoes. Wide receiver in motion there, Santos. third straight running play from Maryville, and looks like the Tornadoes are there on the stop. Nice job by the Tornadoes. Dante Anderson there, Jerome Bass. And a 3-and-out by the Tornado defense, and it'll be a punt for the Scots. And Brandon Norris receiving at about the 28, makes two Scott defenders miss. Now along the left side, turning upfield, Brandon Norris. Good looking return there, about 17 yards on the return, and giving the Tornadoes good starting field position here for their first possession of this contest. So 1st and 10 at the 45. And Tyler Jackson. A keeper along the left side. This is a big rush here for Jackson. Gain of 25 yards. Great play action there. And then Jackson along the left side. Big gainer there. And first play of the game, a big first down carry. Not a bad start for the quarterback making his Tornado starting debut. So it'll be 1st and 10 now in Maryville territory already at the 33. And in shotguns, Jackson now 4 wide for the Tornadoes. Little curl route there to Vince Davis. So nicely done there. Davis kind of moving from that fullback, H-back type position and then finding some open space. So it'll be 2nd down. And we'll call it 4 from the 27. Devontae Murray in the backfield for the Tornadoes to the right of Tyler Jackson. 4 wide once again. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Jackson keeps it, rush up the middle. And Maryville's defense able to take him down. Keyshawn Say on the tackle. So that'll bring up a 3rd down, first 3rd down situation for the Tornadoes. Play clock down to 10. Dalton Cole, the wide receiver here on the near side. Snap to Jackson. Carry up the middle. It's Yoder. And it looks like he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down. Tackle there by Colby Manis of the Scots. And that's going to bring out the field goal unit. And the reigning USA South Conference Special Teams Player of the Week, Stamati Damalos. This field goal is going to be from 41 yards. And the snap. Damalos' kick is up. And no good. Just wide to the left, had the distance, but a missed field goal attempt there. And Tornadoes defense will head back out on the field. Maryville takes over after the missed field goal, but good to see the Tornadoes moving the ball a bit there on that opening possession. And Maryville then takes back over. Now the wind may be a factor today as seems to be swirling from time to time. We're coming off 5 or 6 days of just nonstop storms around here, and finally sunshine in the forecast. Rush here, and Dunson of the Scots taken down by Tyler Harrison. So Harrison with the tackle, and the Scots will have a 2nd and 5 here from the 29. Smith drops back, able to find a receiver in the flat. And Cameron Moore with the tackle. So Cameron Moore playing some tight defense there to really limit that pass to the flat. And that'll bring up the 2nd third down of the game for the Scots. Tornadoes able to hold the Scots on 3rd down the first time around. 3rd and 4 from the 30. Smith drops back. Heavy pressure there, and quarterback sacked by Toby Naylor, and you can see Naylor celebrating. Toby Naylor, ladies and gentlemen, what a year the junior from Southampton, England, has been having for that Tornado defense. And 2 offensive possessions for the Scots, 2 3-and-outs, and 2nd punt for the Scots. Punt there by Thomas off the side of his foot. It'll bounce out of bounds just past midfield. And Tornadoes once again with excellent starting field position after the 3-and-out by the defensive side. And once again, Taylor Jackson, the sophomore from Guyton, Georgia. Offensive line in front of Jackson includes Unix, Parker, Norman, Bargelow, and Bullard. You'll see a lot of Ari Drake and Tarleton and McSwain as well. Pitch out to the left side here. Murray picks up a short gain, about 1 yard. Tackled by Agnew coming up from that free safety position. So we'll actually call it no gain. So 2nd and 10. And clock continues to tick here in the first quarter. Scoreless between the Scots and the Tornadoes. 7:45 to play, quarter number 1. A great crowd here on Homecoming 2021. Murray to the right of Jackson. Alvarez in motion to the left. Now Jackson finds Alvarez, and that'll be 1st down. So nice look there. Jackson to Alvarez. Luis Alvarez, the junior from Guadalupe, Arizona. Marcos Deniza High School. So from the desert to the mountains, and Alvarez able to lasso in that Jackson offering, and another 1st down for the Tornadoes. 1st and 10 from the 38. Jackson in the shotgun position. That's Alvarez again in motion to the right. Handoff here to Murray. Murray able to find an opening there, and Murray touchdown from 38 yards out. Devontae Murray actually held up just before. So the entire building thought it was a touchdown, but might have been out of bounds right there along the pylon. Pushed out of bounds at the very last second there, but what a rush by Murray. And actually spotted at the 3, so Murray, we apologize. The whole building thought that was a touchdown for a moment there. You saw everybody start to celebrate far side there, but Murray ends up getting pushed out of bounds. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Tornadoes. And Jerome Bass has checked into the game. Jerome Bass a touchdown on his first offensive carry. Now, Jerome Bass, typically a defensive lineman. I mean, Bass lines up at 6'1", 250 out of Red Springs, North Carolina, and had a touchdown earlier this year on a fumble recovery, sort of a scoop and score type thing. And Bass now sort of a William Refrigerator Perry type look and able to deliver with the touchdown. And just like that, the Tornadoes 7-0. And the Tornadoes strike first, so big play on that drive. The rush by Devontae Murray setting up that Bass touchdown. So the running game has been prolific so far yet again for the Tornadoes, and an early 7-0 lead for the Nados. So Tornadoes with the 7-0 lead, and now the kickoff by Hugo Taylor. And Tornadoes once again on the kickoff return coverage. A.J. Richardson making the tackle there. So a lot of momentum at the moment for the Tornadoes. So 1st and 10 for Maryville, and now actually quick little whistle from the officials. In the first flag of the game, so we made it about midway through the first quarter without a flag. False start on the Maryville offense. So it'll be 1st and 15. Smith on the move and almost picked off there. Tyler Harrison in the vicinity of that one. Second and 15 for the Scots. And Harrison yet again, he's been very active. So 3rd and 15. For the Scots. So Tornadoes applying pressure on the defensive side. Smith drops back, finds an open receiver, Santos, and tackled in space. And that's going to be 3 straight 3-and-outs for the Tornado defense. Great work. That time, Taylor Willis with the tackle in space. Great open field tackle there by Willis. sophomore from Northport, Florida, Northport High School. And Trevor Thomas has been busy. This is already his third punt of the afternoon, and heavy pressure there by the Tornadoes. And Thomas got off just a beauty of a punt there, despite the pressure, sending Norris back all the way to the 41-yard line. But once again, very good field position for the Tornadoes after a third straight 3-and-out by the Tornado defense, and Tornadoes looking to yet again see if they can add to this lead. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Mitchell Yoder with the carry, and he's taken down after a gain of about 3 or 4. Tyler Barrett with the tackle for Maryville. Barrett, the freshman defensive back from Marietta, Georgia, Kell High School. So under 5 minutes to play here, quarter number 1. Second down for the Tornadoes. Play action pass here, and finding the open receiver, Zachary Orr. Orr did a great job of fooling the defender and ultimately brought down by Logan Parker. Nice job creating some separation there by Orr, and a great job by Taylor Jackson to find Orr. And another first down for the Tornadoes. So 1st and 10 from the 36. And Tornadoes, led by Taylor Jackson, will go back to work here. Mitchell Yoder to his right. Brandon Norris in motion. And looking for Norris there along the sidelines. Norris goes up high to lasso in the catch, and a short gain there on first down, but nice quick little out there to Norris. We'll call it 2nd and 5, maybe 2nd and 6 from the .30-yard line. Keeper there by Jackson, and tripped up by Parker of the Scots. So that'll bring up a 3rd down. Actually, see, moving the sticks here. So 1st down, so very close to that marker, but able to get the 1st down there and move the football even further down the field as Tornadoes looking to once again capitalize from this great field position they've been enjoying after these defensive stops. So 1st and 10 from the 22. Deshante Kirkland to the right of Jackson. Jackson fakes the handoff, keeps it yet again. Certainly a dynamic that Taylor Jackson brings, this running ability from the quarterback position. Tornadoes with a 7-0 lead off the 3-yard rush by Jerome Bass. That's right, you heard that right. Jerome Bass with a 3-yard touchdown carry. That capped off a 4-play, 51-yard drive. Big play in that one was by Murray. Meanwhile, Kirkland in the backfield to the right of Jackson. Jackson fakes a little shuffle pass to Kirkland, now looking end zone, and was trying to find Zachary Orr yet again. Broken up nicely by the Maryville defender. Anthony Green was there. Also Grant Agnew. So that'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Tornadoes. Just the second third down attempt for the Tornadoes thus far. Jackson rolls out to his right. Had Brandon Norris momentarily, but defended by Logan Parker and able to break up that. There is a flag on the field, so we'll see what that's all about. So a personal foul blocked below the waist. Since it was third down, Maryville opts to decline the penalty. So that'll bring up a fourth down, and looks like another long field goal attempt here potentially for Stamati Damalos, the reigning USA South Conference Special Teams Player of the Week. This one will be a little bit shorter. Last one was beyond 40 yards. 38 yards on this attempt. The snap, and the kick is up and good. So Stamati Damalos from 38 yards able to give the Tornadoes a 10-0 lead. And Tornadoes drawing first blood. Tornadoes defense, you really got to give them a lot of credit. 3 straight 3-and-outs. Have not allowed a first down, of course. Have held Maryville to just 12 total yards. Total yards, Brevard 119 to Maryville's 12. And Tornadoes getting a lot of that done on the ground. 76 yards rushing already. So Tornadoes able to take the 10-0 lead. Great start after the 38-yard field goal by Stamati Damalos. Kickoff now by Taylor. Rush here by Santos. And best return yet for Santos down at the 31-yard line. So that'll bring out Maryville's offense yet again. Still looking for their first down. 3 3-and-outs. Tornadoes defense has just absolutely stifled the Maryville offense. Now, they did have a false start penalty at the start of their last drive. That made things a little more difficult, but even so, just Tornado defense only allowing 12 total yards, 0 first downs so far, and going back to work here against the Maryville Scots. Flag on the field. Meanwhile, pass to the flat. We'll see what the flag's all about. Pass was about a 5-yard gainer. Dunson had the catch for Maryville. We'll see if it stands, see what the flag's all about. Offsides on Brevard. So they'll take the penalty, and this will turn into a 1st and 5 situation for Maryville. So each team now with 1 accepted penalty. 10-0 your score. Tornadoes with a early lead on the Scots here. Just over 2 minutes to play, quarter number 1 at Islamel Family Field. Glad you're able to join us. Homecoming here at Brevard College. Smith, your quarterback. Dunson, your tailback. Smith back to pass. He's able to find Hunter Burke. There defensively, Tyler Harrison. We've called his name a bunch already. Also, Jalen Smith. On the tackle there. Maryville working a little quicker on that last play, and now an official's timeout. Stefan Kennedy checking in. Kingston Best, the graduate student, catching a breather. Isaiah Bradley up front for the Tornadoes. See him in that number 70 uniform. So a little bit of different personnel, some different names that we haven't necessarily heard early in this season on this defensive side, but they've done a great job already. Meanwhile, on this drive, Maryville with their first down of the contest. Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 1:10 to play here, quarter number 1. Timeout for Maryville. Back to action here after the timeout by Maryville. And that's the best offensive play of the game thus far. About a 20-yard pass from Smith to Gentry. So Maryville suddenly moving the ball. Earned a first down on a pass to Burke, their first of the game. Now their second first down of the contest on that 16-yard catch by Gentry. 1st and 10 from the 42, and play action had the Tornado defense fooled for a moment. There is a flag on the field, so a lot happening here all at once. There was all sorts of pressure from the Tornado defense into the backfield. Might have even fooled our crew up here in the press box for a moment there, but ends up being a deep shot downfield. Then there's a flag on the field, and see what this is all about. Early indications is it's against Maryville, so in fact, ineligible receiver downfield, so it actually makes perfect sense on a bit of a broken play like that. So that'll back up the Scots, and Smith will go back to work for Maryville. Nelson Smith, the senior quarterback out of Jolton, Tennessee, Beach High School. Cam Malone, the tailback behind him. And able to find an open receiver in space there, Santos. Gain of about 7, so we'll call it 2nd and 3 from the .35-yard line. Might be the final play of the first quarter. Rush up the middle there. That's going to be a first down for the Scots on the final play of the first quarter. So we'll head to quarter number 2. Brevard with a 10-0 lead over Maryville. Well, want to give a big shout out to the Brevard College drum line, adding all sorts of atmosphere to Islamel Family Field. The snares, Nathan Warner, Aaron Ellis, and Jamie Gilson. The tenors, Raleigh Durham and Colton Newman. The cymbals, Savannah Colliver and Jocelyn Mitchell. And the bass drums, Dawson Williams, Mackenzie Douglas, Grace Vaught, Caitlin Olive, and Elijah Bloom, under the direction of drumline director Nathan Tingler. Providing the rhythms here at Islamel Family Field. And meanwhile, Maryville's offense starting to gain a little rhythm this last drive after 3 straight 3-and-outs. They've moved the ball down the field a bit here, and Tornadoes will go back to work defensively. Damian Johnson up front. Also Jerome Bass. Rush here along the right side, and Stefan Kennedy there. Also Wyatt Langford. So nice job snuffing that play out by the Tornado defense. Meanwhile, Trey Williams checking in amongst some other defensive personnel for the Tornadoes. Malone in the tailback position behind Nelson Smith. Smith drops back, able to find his receiver Burke. Cameron Moore pushes him out of bounds. Also Tyler Harrison in the vicinity. So that'll bring up 3rd and 5. So key moment here for the Tornadoes on this current drive. Maryville so far 1 of 4 on 3rd down. They've had 3 first downs all on this drive. Rush here to the left. And Malone is stopped by the Tornado defense. Dante Anderson coming up from his safety position, laying some wood. And that'll bring up 4th down. So decision time for the Maryville coaching staff. And they're going to go for it here, perhaps even trying to catch the Tornadoes defense off guard a little. And the Tornadoes defense will now have a timeout to regroup. See if Maryville changes their mind as far as going for it on 4th down in the meantime. But a timeout on the field with 13:21 to play here, quarter number 2. Tornadoes 10, Scott 0. Burke and Cortez spread out to the right. Maryville's going to go for it here on 4th down. Play action fake, and the Tornadoes with the sack. Stefan Kennedy. What a play defensively. A turnover on downs. So Stefan Kennedy, a big-time play there. So 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. And that's going to be a false start penalty on the Tornadoes. That's going to push them back, so it's going to be 1st and 15. See where the ball's spotted here exactly. From the 22. So 1st and 15 from the 22. So with 13-17 to play here, quarter number 2, Tornadoes benefiting from that stop on 4th down. Now rolling out to his left is Jackson. And Jackson able to find Dalton Cole. Dalton Cole doing a nice job pulling that one down. Juggled it for just a moment and then pulling it into his chest. And you can see the physical nature of Cole. And meanwhile, there's an injured player on the field. So we'll have an injury timeout here. 2nd down coming up next. So Stephon Kennedy, the one-man wrecking crew on that 4th down play. A sack, a forced fumble, and a recovered fumble all on the same play. And ends up a turnover on downs, and therefore either way, whether the fumble's recovered or not on 4th down, Tornadoes were going to get the ball back. Meanwhile, back to action here. It's going to be 2nd and 9 coming up. And Taylor Jackson will go back to work. Tornadoes with an early 10-0 lead. 125-49 leading in the total yards department. Rush here to Yoder along the left side, and Maryville had a good read on that one. Colby Manis. And we have another injury timeout. So 3rd down coming up, and another injury timeout. So nice round of applause from the crowd here at Islamel Family Field.
Bundy says the scoreboard on the live stream.
So 3rd and 10 from the 27. Heavy pressure there, and that's going to be a quarterback sack for the Maryville defense. And Bo Hearing, the senior linebacker, credited with that sack, and that'll bring up a 4th down situation, and Nick Akis with his first punt of the contest for the Tornadoes. So big stop there for Maryville after the Tornadoes got a stop of their own on 4th down. Here's Akis with the boot. Takes a tornado bounce past midfield and then off the foot and then down by A.J. Richardson. So, meanwhile, Tornadoes handed back possession to Maryville. The Maryville defense stepped up that last drive, and Maryville will have their best starting field position of the contest. First and 10 from the 45. Smith rolling out to his left. Pressure there from Jerome Bass, and then a short gain there on the catch by Burke. Actually, a quarterback change. Trevor Thomas, new quarterback for Maryville in the game. Senior Trevor Thomas, a quarterback from Rome, Georgia. So Maryville, different look here. Rush up the middle. Gain of about 2, so that'll bring up third down. So nice job by the Tornado defense yet again. Damian Johnson plugging up a lot of space there in the middle. So third, and we'll call it 6. Rolling out to his right, flags are down. Meanwhile, a completion there to Cortez past the marker. So if it stands, it'll be a first down, but we'll see what the flag's all about. So the first down will stand after the penalties declined, and Maryville will keep their drive going. Thomas, flag on the play here in the vicinity of a typical holding penalty, and we'll see what that's all about. Wyatt Langford certainly thinks so. What was that? So holding indeed. And Maryville will be pushed back. It'll be first and 20 from the 50. Nice job once again by the Tornadoes snuffing that play out. Pass to Hill. Ernest Smith, amongst others, was there. 9:42 to play here, quarter number 2. Tornadoes 10, Scott 0. Second down and 15. Catch there by Wright, and that'll bring up a third down just past the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be third and we'll call it 9. So 3rd down and 9. Maryville 2 of 6 on 3rd down thus far. Thomas drops back. Here comes the pressure from the Nados, and it's picked. Tornadoes with the interception. Dante Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd turnover of the contest after the Kennedy forced fumble and fumble recovery. Then an interception there by Dante Anderson, the decorated senior from Hartwell, Georgia, Hart County High School. And just what the doctor ordered there on 3rd down for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes had 3 interceptions in the win over Maryville last spring. A 14-3 victory, and then another one right here to go along with that fumble. And Tornadoes, Jackson will go back to work. Jackson drops back to pass. Deep shot here. And Derek Frazier, the intended receiver. Now, NATO fans will remember Frazier from the defensive side of the ball. Used to seeing him in that nickelback position, and Frazier's been moved to wide receiver, and part of it is that speed that Frazier has, able to be a deep threat possibility. Some in the audience here thought they should have gone a roughing the passer call there. Late hit, but meanwhile, bottom line is incompletion. Broken play there. Hey, heads up play by Jackson to pick up the loose football. Ends up getting back to around the line of scrimmage. Meanwhile, there's a flag on the play. See what the flag's all about here. An illegal blindside block on the Tornadoes. That's a costly penalty, the 15-yard variety. And Tornadoes will have their work cut out for them here. 2nd and 25, we'll call it, from the 36-yard line. So Taylor Jackson will go back to work for the Tornadoes, making his Tornado starting debut. Jackson drops back, scanning the field, and then just throws it in the direction of Orr. He was under some pressure there and wanted to play it conservatively. So meanwhile, 3rd down and Hendersonville for the Tornadoes. Call it 3rd and 25. Tornadoes 0 of 3 on 3rd down, still trying to convert their first 3rd down conversion. And this one will be a tall order indeed for Taylor Jackson and the Tornadoes. Jackson drops back and Orr unable to come up with it there. And that'll bring up a 4th down. So once again, Maryville able to get the stop, and Nick Akis will go back to work. Akis, the freshman from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Low snap. Akis does a nice job of bringing it up and then firing off that punt. It lands out of bounds around the 33-yard line. Maryville ball from there. Meanwhile, there's another flag on the field way back at about the 33-yard line of the Tornadoes. So we'll see what this one's all about. Suddenly, this game's gotten a little sloppy with the penalties after a good start penalty-wise for both clubs. So 5-yard penalty added to the end of the return against the Tornadoes in a illegal formation. So Tornadoes defense, not much of a breather there after the Anderson interception. So Thomas will go back to work for Maryville. 1st and 10 from the 37. Thomas was trying to find Santos, a little bit too high, out of the reach of Santos. Jalen Smith on the coverage for the Tornadoes. 7:51 to play. Brevard 10, Maryville 0. It'll be 2nd and 10 here for the Maryville Scots from their own 37. The snap to Thomas. Thomas drops back. Pass underneath to Cortez, and Tornado defense quickly converges on Cortez. Toby Naylor, the first one there. Cortez now heading to the sidelines, looked like he might have been shook up momentarily. 7:37 to play here, quarter number 2. It'll bring up a 3rd down for Maryville. Tornadoes defense pitching a shutout thus far. Maryville's 2 of 7 on 3rd downs this afternoon. Thomas getting a signal from the sidelines. Meanwhile, 8 seconds on the play clock. Down to 4 seconds. And just before the play clock expires, Thomas able to receive the snap, attended for Santos, in and out of his hands. So another 3 and out by the Tornado defense, nicely done. And Tornado's defense will feel good about that possession, and once again, giving their offense another opportunity. First things first, a punt return opportunity here for Brandon Norris, senior from Lumberton, North Carolina, Lumberton Senior High School. The punt from Thomas, and this is a beauty all the way back to the 8-yard line. Norris makes a defender miss, and then a nice return by Norris. So good-looking punt, 40 yards, and then the return of about 15 yards by Norris. Meanwhile, another injury timeout. 6:56 to play here, quarter number 2. Brevard 10, Maryville 0. So back to action here after the injury timeout. 1st and 10 from the 22. Taylor Jackson will go back to work. Devontae Murray along the left side. Good looking rush there from Murray. Tackled by Gregory of the Scots. Tornadoes averaging nearly 6 yards per rush, have been effective in the running game once again. Murray now with 35 yards. Jackson has carried it 5 times himself for 23 yards. 8-yard carry there for Murray. And then Starker bringing down Murray. So back-to-back effective rushes by Murray. Devontae Murray, sophomore from Murphy, North Carolina, Murphy High School. First down for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes with 7 first downs compared to just 4 by Maryville. 5:40 to play here. Quarter number 2. Handoff here to Kirkland. And that one's well read by the Maryville defense. Bo Herring on the case. Senior for the Scots. So no gain, maybe even a loss of 1. We'll bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it 11 from the 37-yard line of the Tornadoes. Jackson. Kirkland to his right. Jackson rolls out to the right, looking downfield, and incomplete. Intended for Zachary Orr. So that'll bring up another 3rd down. 3rd and long once again for the Tornadoes. Still yet to convert a 3rd down. 0 for 4 on the afternoon. So we'll see what the Tornadoes dial up here. Andrew Bather, wide receivers coach, calling plays for the Tornadoes, and see what Bather has in mind here. 3rd and 11. Jackson. Play action. Looking downfield and able to make the catch there. Zachary Orr. Now he had to do a bit of a button hook there right around the line of scrimmage. So we'll see what the spot is like here. And it's going to be a 1st down. So Zachary Orr, really nicely done. We saw a similar catch. A lot of people kind of noticed Orr as a real threat for the first time. A catch late in the Huntington game where he just miraculously bobbled it, brought it in, and then worked his way out of bounds. And kind of similar, that catch there, you know. Certainly an exciting player, Zachary Orr, adding this added dimension to the Tornadoes, the sophomore from Charleston, South Carolina. That timeout taken by the Scots. So with 4:18 to play, Tornadoes 10, Scott 0. So after the Orr first down, 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. Jackson drops back. Connection there to Brandon Norris. And then pushing the pile forward, Brandon Unangst, also known as the Big U, coming up from that left tackle position. Now Unangst probably pushed 4 or 5 Scots on that play. And when you're 6'8", 305, you can make things like that happen. So 1st and 10 here from the 43-yard line, and Tornadoes now moving into Maryville territory with that last connection. So back-to-back first downs, passes to Orr and Norris. This time Jackson keeps it himself, picks up a couple. Tackle by Jamarcus Dunn. Jackson's 7th carry as the Tornadoes quarterback. He's 7 of 13 in the air for 70 yards. And getting it done on the ground as well. And so far has led the team to 10 points on the offensive end. Jackson drops back. Finds Orr once again, and look at Orr go, and that's going to be a touchdown. Zachary Orr from Taylor Jackson. "40-yard connection, Jackson to Orr, and NATO Nation get to know Zachary Orr making an impact. And just like that, a 16-0 advantage. Orr brought the Jackson pass in and moved up the field at an incredible rate of speed, untouched for 40 yards. And just like that, the Tornadoes with a 17-0 advantage. 2:38 to play here. Quarter number 2 at Islamel Family Field. Brevard 17, Maryville 0. So Tornadoes with a 17-0 lead. And kickoff here from Taylor from the 7-yard line. Here's Santos. Santos able to find an opening, then beat a couple of defenders and all the way past midfield to the 49-yard line. A 43-yard kickoff return there for Santos. And Maryville with their best starting field position after the Santos kickoff return. Well, the Tornadoes took a 7-0 lead on a Jerome Bass 3-yard rush back in the first quarter. Stamati Damalos added a 38-yard field goal to make it 10-0, and then a 40-yard pass to Zachary Orr from Taylor Jackson III. Extra point good from Damalos, and Tornadoes with a 17-0 lead. Meanwhile, here's Thomas, and then he's tracked down from behind by the Tornado defense and Jerome Bass. So Bass getting it done on both sides of the ball. His first collegiate carry, a touchdown. Meanwhile, 2 minutes to play here, quarter number 2. Tornadoes up 7-0. Second down and 4 for Nelson Smith, who's checked back in. So check that. Actually, Thomas continuing to work under center for Maryville. Meanwhile, third down and short. And the Tornado defense, see if they can hold the Scots here. And incomplete, intended to Santos. Jerome Bass with the deflection, getting in that backfield and getting a big paw on that football. And this is that part of the field where you would consider going for it. Certainly down 17-0. You got to think you would consider it. Watch out for a fake punt, perhaps, on a scenario like this as well. So have to be careful if you're the Tornado special teams. Meanwhile, Maryville plays it conservatively, punts that, fielded at the 10-yard line by Norris. So Maryville stopped yet again by the Tornado defense, and Tornadoes with the 1 minute 39 seconds left to play here, quarter number 2, and a 17-0 lead. And Taylor Jackson will go back to work here for the Tornadoes. Split out to the left, Norris along with Luis Alvarez. Devontae Murray in the backfield with Jackson. Carry to Murray. Murray now 5 carries, 52 yards. Leading rusher for the Tornadoes this afternoon so far. Under a minute to play here, quarter number 2. Carry here, once again, it's Murray. Murray able to break a tackle and then earn a first down, and you can see him pointing forward that indeed he had moved the chains effectively. And Devontae Murray continues a big game.
95 made the tackle. He's not on.
Brought down ultimately by Maryville's Malachi Cook, the senior from Alabama. 30 seconds to play here, quarter number 2. Rush once again to Murray, and unless a timeout's called, that likely is going to be the last play of the half. And the Tornadoes with one of their best halves of football this season, no doubt. And an impressive 17-0 lead here at halftime. Hang with us. Second half will be coming up in about 20 minutes. Meanwhile, your score at halftime, Brevard 17, Maryville 0.
I'm definitely feeling more confident now than I was as a freshman. I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations. It has really blown me away with projects that are fun and exciting and all the outdoor activities that we've done.
My financial aid process was very smooth. My freshman year, I came in worry-free, which was amazing because it allowed me to focus on my academics and focus on finding my place here at Brevard.
In Brevard, there's all kinds of things to do, whether it be go up into downtown and look at all the shops, or go up to any of the national forests and hike, camp, anything like that. And that's what I'm into, the hiking, camping, backpacking, the biking.
There's a lot to do outside. It's probably one of the prettiest places on the earth. And to come to somewhere where it's such a tight-knit community, where everybody has your back, I mean, you're not gonna find that anywhere else at bigger schools.
I like to go hang out in the coffee shop, sit outside at the picnic tables, maybe do a little bit of homework there, and just socialize because there's always somebody that I know there.
Brevard does make it easy to come here. The admission process is very simple.
Scholarship day, I came and they had everything figured out for me, and I sat down with the advisor and it was super simple.
I love the faculty. I love the staff. I love the experiential education. So many things speak to me. It screams my home away from home. It's just a great feeling to be on campus, which is why I've decided this is where I'm gonna be, this is where I wanna graduate, this is where I want my degree to come from.
Brevard College Wilderness Leadership and Experiential Education program is the most distinctive in the nation. I think one of the reasons why is because it is so focused on experiential education in addition to the outdoor education component. They are developing their leadership skills out in the field with each other.
My internship was on Schooner Lynx. She's a 122-foot topsail schooner. She's a replica of an 1812 privateer. My job on Lynx this summer was a deckhand, and because of the skills that I've learned at Brevard College, such as program planning and lesson planning and different techniques to teaching to different ages and different types of people, I was promoted to the job of educator. This summer, my professor, John Buford, knew that I'd be at sea quite a bit, and he really worked with me. And when I would come into port, I would call him, he would always answer. He was really quick to respond with my emails, and not just to say, I got your email, but he would talk about what was going on and ask me questions. And it was really cool to have somebody like that to support me for the summer and really help me succeed.
You should come to Brevard College in the Wilderness Leadership and Experiential Education program because you will become a leader, a strong, ethical leader. And that can be applied to any field, anywhere you go, whatever you do in your professional career. And it'll be a whole lot of fun as you learn those skills.
Anybody who is interested in leadership skills and outdoor skills should definitely think about Brevard. It's an incredible place and a great place to be a part of.
Before I got to Brevard College, I didn't know what experiential learning even was. We have all the rivers, Pisgah National Forest, DuPont State Forest, just all the resources are around us. So the location is why environmental studies is so great here.
With experiential learning, it's not always field-based. We do quite a few things in the lab as well, so you get opportunities to do hands-on research in the lab. But whenever possible, when you can get outdoors and see what's actually happening, it's different based on the conditions that are outdoors, and you can never predict those. So a day that it's raining and cold, you're going to see different activity levels among the animals and plants than if it's a day that's sunny and warm. The courses that I teach are all based in the outdoors. My specialty is biodiversity, so I teach a course in biodiversity, but I also teach courses that are unique to the area that are called Plants and Animals of the Southern Appalachians. Here at Brevard College, one of the things that we do really well is interact with these students who are undergraduates in a way that prepares them for graduate programs. That's what we can do at Brevard College. We can get these students who are interested in a particular area, help them find a path that is tying together their interest with what our background, the backgrounds of the professors can do, and then position that student in a way that few undergraduates can be positioned to go on to a graduate program or to go directly into the field.
Moments away to the start of the second half.
I mean, I'll take another one, I'll wait.
And Tornadoes with an impressive 17-0 advantage at the end of one half of football here at Islamel Family Field. And Tornadoes won the toss, deferred, so they will start with the football to begin this second half. And you can already see the NATOs getting pumped up here the start of this third quarter. A lot of energy in the building. Homecoming 2021. Meanwhile, kicking off for Maryville, Trey Hampton. Jerome Bass, ladies and gentlemen. So a touchdown on a rush earlier in this game. A kickoff return. Of course, wreaking havoc on the defensive side as well. Jerome Bass. Certainly a noteworthy contributor today for the Tornadoes. Well, the Tornadoes, a 11-4 advantage in first downs in that opening half. Total yards, 211 to 83, 110 to 63 in passing yards. And Tornadoes able to get 2 takeaways. That was a factor as well. Meanwhile, rush by Deshante Kirkland to start off this opening drive of the second half for the Tornadoes. And just underway here, tackle there by Grant Agnew, the safety for the Scots. So an impressive opening half for the Tornadoes. 10 points in the first quarter, 7 more in the second. Jerome Bass with a 3-yard rush. Damati Damalos with a 38-yard field goal. And then Zachary Orr with a 40-yard reception from Taylor Jackson. Meanwhile, Taylor Jackson, keeper right up the middle. Some tough running there, but brought down ultimately by Bo Herring. We've been calling his name a bunch from the middle linebacker position of the Maryville Scots. 13:55 to play here, quarter number 3. That'll bring up third down for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes in that first half were only 1 of 5 of third down, so if you were to pick one area that perhaps you could see some improvement in, and be that third down efficiency. But right here, a 3rd and 7 for Jackson and the Tornadoes. In motion is Luis Alvarez. Jackson finds Norris. Norris beats a defender, and then off to the races, Brandon Norris. And Norris with the touchdown, 59 yards, Brandon Norris. Brandon Norris, ladies and gentlemen, 59 yards, taking it to the house. He beat one defender in the open field and nothing but daylight in front of him. And Brandon Norris showing some of that speed of his own. So a 40-yard touchdown reception from Orr, and now a 59-yarder for Norris rather. And extra point is good, and just like that, a 24-0 lead for the Tornadoes. Brandon Norris, the senior from Lumberton, North Carolina. A 59-yard reception for the touchdown. And that's the longest offensive play of the season so far for the Tornadoes. 59 yards. Brandon Norris, his second touchdown on the year. And also a career best in terms of touchdown passes and all sorts of statistical categories for the quarterback. Taylor Jackson III making his Brevard College starting debut. Hugo Taylor will kick off for the Tornadoes, now sporting a 24-0 lead here on homecoming. This is taken from the 2. Santos cuts back the other direction entirely, and he's chased out of bounds there. And Maryville now with a big hole to dig out of, trailing 24-0. So Brandon Norris now 3 catches, 74 yards in the touchdown. That last one from 59 yards. Zachary Orr 3 catches for 70 yards. So those two combined over 140 yards receiving. Lyndon Galt, number 34, the first man there for the Tornadoes. So 2nd and 9 for Maryville after the stop on the opening play from scrimmage for the Scots here in the second half. Pressure there. Toby Naylor got to that quarterback quickly, made things very difficult. Nelson Smith, some heavy pressure. So Cortez and Burke split out to the left. 3rd and 9 for the Maryville Scots. Smith back to pass. Finds a receiver in the flat, and he is flattened by Isaiah Bradley. Isaiah Bradley, the sophomore from Cherokee, North Carolina, Robbinsville High School, and another 3 and out for the Tornadoes. They've been doing that all game long. Great job defensively yet again. Meanwhile, punt from Thomas. Norris, fair catch at the 38-yard line. So Tornadoes will take back over here, and actually the ball being spotted, it looks like at the 40. So another chance here to add to the lead even further. Taylor Jackson going back to work for the Tornadoes. Ari Drake has checked in on the right side of that offensive line. Todd Norman continues to work from the center position. Play clock down to 6. Jordan Beal has checked into the game for the Tornadoes. Handoff here, just barely beat that play clock to Murray. And Maryville's defense is all over Murray that time. Murray, that was his 8th carry, 70 yards. Jackson has 7 carries for 26 yards. He's done a lot on the ground, but been even more impressive in the air. 9 of 15 for 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. 11-11 to play here, quarter number 3. Shotgun for Taylor Jackson. Quick throw to Montrell Stinson, his first catch of the game along the left side. First down, Tornadoes. Anthony Green able to pull down Stinson. So Stinson, the sophomore wide receiver from Maiden, North Carolina, Maiden High School. So good connection there. Jackson to Stinson. And Jackson continuing to add to his totals. Now 10 of 16 for 182 yards. Rush there. Kirkland weaving his way through traffic. Tackle there by Matthew Walker. Meanwhile, Grafton Petrie is checked in at the tight end position for the Tornadoes. He replaces Jaden O'Leary. So 2nd and 10 from the Maryville 47. And there's some movement at the line, flags in the air, and it's going to be a false start against the Tornadoes. So back up the Tornadoes 5 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 15 now for Taylor Jackson and company. Taylor Jackson III, the sophomore from Guyton, Georgia. We're under the 9-minute, 30-second mark here. Quarter number 3. Jackson back to pass. Another flag. Some more movement at the line. And this is thrown out of bounds. Intended for Marcus Lane. And see the ruling on this one. So following a false start by the Tornadoes, now an offsides on Maryville. So we backed it up 5 yards. Now we move it back forward 5 yards, that original line of scrimmage, and do it all over again. 2nd and 10 for the Tornadoes. Dalton Cole split out on the far side of the field, on the left of Taylor Jackson, the quarterback for the Tornadoes. In motion here is Luis Alvarez. Run up the middle to Kirkland, and pushing that pile forward, you see big U, Brandon Uningst, in the middle of all that once again. Also, tight end Vince Davis getting physical in there. That'll bring up a 3rd down for the Tornadoes as the clock continues to tick here. Quarter number 3. Tornadoes 2 of 6 on 3rd down. That's a 33.3% clip. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to play, quarter number 3. Snap to Jackson. Rush once again to Kirkland, and Kirkland able to find an opening. Beats several tacklers, and Kirkland all the way down inside the 10. Big time rush there. So a big time rush there for Kirkland, finally pushed out of bounds by Agnew.
Murray's back in.
A 27-yard rush for Deshante Kirkland. Meanwhile, Devontae Murray is checked back in the tailback position, and rush up the middle. Bodies flying around that line of scrimmage. Herring there yet again, along with Jonathan Harris. So Devontae Murray, 8 carries for 69 yards, along of 35. And Deshante Kirkland now, 5 carries for 34 yards, along of 27. Those two rushers averaging around 7 yards per carry, so very effective day for those two tailbacks. Now rolling out to his left is Jackson. Jackson finds an open receiver in the end zone. Touchdown, Tornadoes. Luis Alvarez. Luis Alvarez with the touchdown from the 14-yard line. So a 14-yard pass and catch to Alvarez. Touchdown Tornadoes. Touchdown number 3 for Taylor Jackson III. And Damalos with the extra point. And the Tornadoes now a 31-0 advantage. Taylor Jackson III, 11 of 17, 196 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Meanwhile, Tornadoes continue to build their lead, now up 31-0. Largest lead up over any opponent so far this season, and under the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter, so plenty of time left to build the lead even further if the offense continues this sort of efficiency. So 14 points already scored here in the third quarter after a 17-0 lead at halftime, and it all adds up to a 31-0 lead here in the third. Santos with the return. And there's a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. Decent return from Santos, but see if he got a little help there perhaps by one of his blockers. In fact, a holding call on the return, so this one's coming back. Tornadoes dominating statistically, 333 total yards to just 86 by the Scots, a 15-4 advantage in first downs, 196 to 65 in passing yards. So both sides of the ball, in fact, all 3 phases, the Tornadoes have just been outstanding. Little shuffle pass there to Santos. And brought down there by Tyler Harrison. We've called his name a bunch. So Harrison now with his 5th tackle to lead the Tornadoes. 6:15 to play here, quarter number 3. Rush there, new running back number 18, Christopher Hawkins. So the rush by Hawkins, and that'll bring up another third down. So Tornadoes looking to see if they can get off the field yet again. Maryville just hitting 20% of their third downs, 2 of 10. See what they do here on third down attempt number 11. Pressure from the Tornado defense. A screen pass to Malone. And it looks like the Tornadoes indeed stopped Maryville on third down, short of the marker. So it's going to be 4th and 1. And bringing out the punt crew yet again. So another 3 and out by that Tornado defense under the direction of defensive coordinator Luke Jakes. 31-0. Tornadoes on top. Thomas has had a busy day punting. And here's the pressure from the Tornadoes. Thomas went down, but no flag in that backfield. And down at the 49 of Maryville. Tornadoes will take it over from there. Brevard 31, Maryville 0, 4:46 to play, quarter number 3. Back to action here at Islamel Family Field. Rush for Freddie Aiken III. Aiken able to slice and dice a bit there. Heavy traffic, able to pick up 2, maybe 3 yards. Freddie Aiken III. Junior out of Hardeeville, South Carolina. John Paul II High School. 4:15 to play here, quarter number 3. A festive afternoon, part of Homecoming 2021. And the Tornadoes football team certainly delivering on the field and taking several defenders with them, and finally brought down there is Aiken the third. Tyler Boss was the first one there for the Scots. So 3rd down for the Tornadoes. About 4 to go here. Jerome Bass checking back in. He scored a touchdown in his first offensive snap. Hey. Meanwhile, Devontae Murray in the game as well. So we'll see what the Tornadoes dial up here. You see Bass in that H-back type position. You see Murray behind Jackson. And the play clock was about to run down, so Tornadoes call a timeout. We'll regroup here on 3rd and 4. 3:16 to play here, 3rd quarter. Brevard 31, Maryville 0. Third and 4 for the Tornadoes here, 3rd quarter. Tornadoes enjoying a 31-0 advantage, and Taylor Jackson rolling out to his left. Quarterback keeper turning upfield. 1st down, Tornadoes and Taylor Jackson. Nicely done there. And Tornadoes will move the sticks, and the clock will continue to tick away here in the 3rd quarter. Under 3 minutes to play here now, quarter number 3. And another 1st down for the Tornadoes. Now a 15-4 advantage in that category. 2:43 to play here, quarter number 3. Snap to Jackson. He hands it off to Kirkland. Maryville able to snuff that one out. Tyler Bost in the middle of that defensive attack. Grafton Petrie's checked back in for the Tornadoes at the tight end position. Under 2 minutes now to play here, quarter number 3. In motion is Luis Alvarez, all the way split out right. Jackson fakes to his right and then goes left. And a catch there. Marcus Lane with the catch. Evan Francois split out to the right. Dual sport athlete, part of that men's lacrosse program here at Brevard College. Jackson rolls out to his right, was looking for Francois. Francois, a diving attempt. Members of the men's lacrosse team are up here in the press area with us, and you could see the emotion cheering on their teammate, Evan Francois. Nice job by the crew up here. You know, there's an old-fashioned rule, no cheering in the press box, and these guys did a nice job of kind of keeping objective, but at the same time, obviously wanting their teammate, Evan Francois, to come up with that big catch. Diving attempt from Francois. Meanwhile, that was a third down stop by Maryville, and punting it away here is Akis. He's trying to pin Maryville deep, and it ends up out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. So Maryville will take over there. 1:29 to play here. Quarter number 3. Glad you're able to join us wherever you may be tuning in from. Know we've got a regular viewership from England in support of Toby Naylor, the Tornado defender. Pass from Smith to Santos. So Maryville trying to get something moving here. So it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 19. Smith hands off to Dunson. Dunson along the right side of that offensive line for Maryville. Guys like Stewart and
43-90.
Briddick. So first down carry there for Dunson. Dunson again stood up at the line of scrimmage. So this likely will be the final play of quarter number 3. Pressure there by the Tornado defense, and then brought down by Kennedy. And actually, the ruling's incomplete. Somehow, Smith able to get that off before his knee hit the ground. At least that's how it was ruled. Some of the crowd wanted intentional grounding there. Could have also been arguing that the knee actually hit the ground before he got that pass off, but 2.7 seconds here in the third quarter. A little bit of confusion on the field, down in distance-wise, and as far as where the ball should be spotted. Now, looks like we got it all straightened out. Third down and 11 for the Maryville Scots, and Smith with Dunson to his left. Snap to Smith. Smith. Heavy pressure once again from the Tornadoes. Last play of the quarter. And Smith, bit of a Houdini act there, and then hard hit by Dante Anderson. And that'll be short of the first down marker. That's the last play of the third quarter. We'll head to quarter number 4 with your score, Brevard 31, Maryville 0. Fourth quarter here at Islamel Family Field, and it's been all Tornadoes, 31-0 through 3 periods. Quarter number 4, and actually Maryville on that last play of the third quarter was able to get to the marker for the first down, and Jerome Bass, also Stefan Kennedy there, and what a game for Jerome Bass. Not only on the defensive end, a touchdown, a kickoff return, and right there, a quarterback sack for Jerome Bass. .20 to play here. 2nd and 16 for Smith and the Maryville Scots. Smith, play action, now drops back. Pressure again from the Tornadoes, and Smith goes down. Now there is a penalty, and may have been a face mask as the Tornadoes. Wyatt Langford, also Lyndon Galt, Ernest Smith II, and it was indeed a face mask penalty. So what could have been such a valuable play for the Tornado defense ends up a favorable one for the Scots. So 13:50 to play here, quarter number 4. Smith back to pass, rolls out to his left under pressure once again. And Tornadoes there defensively. Cameron Moore.
Yeah, Cameron Moore was
intended for right. Very deep unit, the Tornado secondary. Worth reminding you, Jock Pledger's not playing in this game, and the Tornado secondary's just been all over this Maryville offense. And there, another opportunity, trying to get a jump on that one was Tyler Harrison. That may have been a pick 6 opportunity if Harrison came up with that. Already saw an interception in this one from Dante Anderson. So now the Tornado secondary starting to feel it a little bit on these passing situations for Maryville.
11 and 9 subbed in.
Burke and Cortez wide right for the Scots. In the backfield for the Scots, Malone. Smith will take the shotgun snap. 12:50 to play here, quarter number 4. It's been all Tornadoes. Pressure there from Kennedy, and Tornado secondary just swarming on the receiver. There were 4 blue shirts there, just 1 white, and incomplete on third down. 4th and 5, punting unit coming. Brandon Norris, the return man deep for the Tornadoes. It's been a busy afternoon for punter Trevor Thomas, who also is the backup quarterback and has seen a bunch of snaps at that position as well. From the 47-yard line, and the punt from Thomas takes a bit of a sideways hop there. About a 25-yard punt for Thomas. And Tornadoes offense will go back to work here. So Jackson will go back to work here. Dalton Cole into the contest as well. And Jackson having a career day here in his first start as a Tornado. Norris split out wide to the right. Kirkland, the running back for the Nados. Vince Davis in motion, the tight end. Jackson, deep shot here in the vicinity of Brandon Norris. You also had Zachary Orr kind of flying along that far sideline. So Tornadoes with a deep shot. So 2nd and 10 from the 27. Some new personnel checking in.
I think he needs to find his feet.
Dalton Cole is going to be split out to the left. Marcus Lane split out to the right. Freddie Aiken III right up the middle, and Maryville's defense led by Taylor Thomas able to plug that hole. Thomas, the junior from Dandridge, Tennessee. 12 minutes and counting here in quarter number 4. Tight ends Beal and Davis motion to the right. Jackson looking for Dalton Cole, and Dalton Cole became a defender for a moment there and broke up a potential interception by Anthony Green. So heads up play there by Dalton Cole to get his hand on that football. Meanwhile, punt coming here for Nick Akis. Brevard 31, Maryville 0. And the punt from Akis. And be Maryville football and their own 33-yard line. 11:29 to play here, quarter number 4. Well, Tornadoes under the direction of head coach Bill Kyatt. Assistant head coach is Martin Bayless, also the special teams coordinator. Associate head coach and defensive coordinator Luke Jakes. Associate head coach, run game coordinator, and offensive line coach is Everett Lindsay. We'll tell you about the rest of the staff in a moment. Rush along the right side there. By Dunson. Wide receivers coach is Andrew Bather. Pass game coordinator and quarterbacks coach is Garrett Kruzik. Back to the defensive side of the ball. Linebackers coach Shane Nelson. Outside linebackers coach Josh Romero. 2nd and 7 here for the Scots. Pass incomplete, intended for Cortez. Pressure there by the Tornadoes. Ernest Smith II getting some pass rush there for the Nados. Seeing some new personnel defensively for the Nados. Number 94, Nicholas King checking in. Here on 3rd down. Assistant special teams coordinator for the Tornadoes, Jack Wellenhofer. Running backs coach is Caleb Chandler. 10:48 to play here and counting here in 4th quarter. Pass there in and out of the hands of Cortez, defended by Harrison. So that'll bring up another 4th down, so another 3rd down stop by the Tornado defense. Offensive quality control coach is Devon Edge. Defensive line coach is Nick Eubanks. Assistant defensive line coach Brandon Crawford. The director of facilities, Andrew Pickle. And student assistant in charge of the safeties and on the defensive side of the ball, John Burton III. So another punt here for Trevor Thomas. And this is going to be a relatively short punt. Bounces out of bounds. Great field position for the Tornadoes. 10:35 to play here, quarter number 4. Taylor Jackson will go back to work. Freddie Aiken III in the backfield with him. And there's Aiken III right on cue. Gain of about 5 yards there for Aiken III. Under 10 minutes now to play here, quarter number 4. And Taylor Jackson will go back to work. Grafton Petrie in motion to the right. Handoff up the middle. Nothing happening there for the Tornadoes. A lot of pushing and shoving along that line. That's about it. A little bit of a bobble on that handoff. Made things that much more difficult for the Tornadoes. Meanwhile, 3rd and 5. Jaden O'Leary has checked back in. Quick pass in the flat there to Norris, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. Anthony Green on the coverage. So punt team coming out for the Tornadoes. 31-0 advantage. 8:52 to play here, quarter number 4. Well, did you know Brevard College now offers 2 master's degree programs? Prepare for a job in coaching, fitness and wellness, personal training, or recreation with a health and human performance master's degree. As Akis lines up to punt. And he's able to get that off. And down at the 25-yard line. Well, also at Brevard College, the Emergency Management Master's degree, which includes online coursework and FEMA certificates to prepare you for professional work in emergency management. Learn more and apply at brevard.edu. We'll want to thank all of our sponsors for Brevard College Tornado Athletics: Arby's, BSN Sports, Brevard Orthopedics, BS eGolf Ford of Brevard, Hampton Inn, Ingles, Jets Pizza, Pepsi, Triangle Stop, and Young Transportation. Appreciate all their support of Brevard College Tornado Athletics. Trevor Thomas back under center for the Scots. 8:42 to play here, quarter number 4. Tornadoes 31-zip. Able to find Cortez in the open field. Now there's a late flag in the offensive backfield. See what that's all about. But good connection there. Thomas to Cortez. It's going to be a roughing the passer call, so add 15 more yards to that play for the Scots. Well, earlier today, a special event as the latest inductees of the Brevard College Tornado Athletics Hall of Fame were officially enshrined. From the class of 1980, Jeff Wentworth, a cross-country and track and field legend. And also the 2009 National Championship cycling team, who won the first of what is now 10 national championships here at Brevard College, winning that 09 championship in mountain bike competition. And a sack there by the Tornado defense. Who else? Stefan Kennedy. He's been in that backfield all game long. So congratulations, Jeff Wentworth, and also the 2009 National Championship cycling team. The Brevard College Tornadoes mountain biking team is heading to the national championships this week upcoming. Durango, Colorado, the site of those national championships. Best of luck to the Tornadoes on the mountain bike trails. 7:40 to play here, quarter number 4. Rush up the middle. Cody Estep getting carries now for the Scots. Out of Knoxville, Tennessee, Grace Christian Academy. Well, with a 31-0 lead, it's becoming a matter of pride whether the Tornadoes can keep a shutout going or not, and certainly Maryville would like to get points on the board. So we'll see what transpires here these final 7 minutes. Meanwhile, another first down. Estep again with the carry. Naylor on the tackle. Well, the Tornadoes, after a big win on the road last week at Greensboro, 27-7, up 31-0 now. And a sack there for Stefan Kennedy. A late flag. Actually, the flag getting picked up now. Ball is loose. So a live ball there. There was a lot of confusion. A flag came out at one moment. A live ball. Stefan Kennedy, Jeff Banning, Dante Anderson, all in the thick of that whole scenario. Meanwhile, an injury on the field. It's like Trevor Thomas. Ball spot at the 50. Well, the Tornadoes, 27-7 at Greensboro 1 week ago. 31-0 today. That's 58-7 over the last 7 quarters of football. Tornadoes have outscored their opponents. They'll see if they can keep it going next week at LaGrange, and then back here at Islamel Family Field, Saturday, October 23rd, 1 p.m. versus Southern Virginia. Season rounds out with a trip at Methodist on October the 30th, and then Senior Day will be on November the 3rd versus Averett, 3 p.m. right here at Ives Lamel Family Field. Well, Tornadoes under the direction of head coach Bill Kyatt. 5 years here at Brevard College and a lot of success. A bowl win at the Scotty Whitelaw Bowl over Carnegie Mellon a couple years ago. A Co-West Division championship in the USA South Conference. The banner is up here at Islamel Family Field. 6 minutes to play. Quarter number 4. 31-0 Tornadoes. Dante Anderson there defensively. So under 6 minutes to play now. 3rd and long. And another sack by the Tornado Lyndon Gaunt. We've called his name a lot today, the sophomore from Lawrence, South Carolina. And Tornadoes defense continuing to pitch a shutout here at Islamel Family Field, and another punt situation for Maryville. And the punt there is muffed. It was the backup punter, Hampton. And recovered by the Tornadoes. Colby Manis, the senior from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, coming up with the loose ball there on the muffed punt. So another turnover by the Scots, takeaway for the Tornadoes, and Taylor Jackson once again will go back to work. 5:11 to play here, quarter number 4. Rush here along the left side. Under 5 minutes to play. Agnew with the tackle of Kirkland. .435 to play here, quarter number 4. Tornadoes have been in control all game long. Jackson. Handoff there. Zakis Leach on the carry. Leach, the sophomore from Elizabethtown, North Carolina, East Bladen High School. So good to see Leach get a carry. Zakis Leach with the carry for Tornadoes on that last play, and Tornadoes continuing to rack up the big numbers. Just a dominant performance. 3rd and 6 here. Timeout on the field. So Brevard timeout. So Tornadoes with a 16-9 advantage in first downs. Total yards a whopping 362 to 109. Rushing yards 161 to 7. And back to that defensive side of the ball, 6 quarterback sacks by the Tornado defense. So just an all-around dominant performance, and just 3:36 to play. A big-time performance by the Brevard College Tornadoes in this matchup versus USA South Conference rival Maryville. These two schools aren't located all that far apart from each other, relatively speaking, and certainly a budding rivalry in Brevard's short time in the USA South Conference. 3:36 to play here, quarter number 4. Jackson back to pass. Was trying to find Dalton Cole, broken up there by Green. And Green's been very active. Anthony Green. Green out of Pensacola, Florida, West Florida Tech High School. So a long field goal attempt coming here. This will be from 46 yards. Stamati Damalos from 46. Kick is up and no good. So missed field goal by the Tornadoes, and Maryville will regain possession of the football. But a lot to be proud of here for the Brevard College Tornadoes. Quite the performance.
Look at their bench. I think that was the defensive coordinator.
Meanwhile, on that last drive, Taylor Jackson III went over 200 yards passing, now 13 of 23, 201, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Meanwhile, back on offense is Maryville. Pass here to Dunson. Dante Anderson was there defensively, also Cameron Moore. Devontae Murray, the leading rusher for the Tornadoes, 8 for 69 yards. And big days from Norris and Zachary Orr. Both had long touchdown catches. Defensively, Tornadoes, we mentioned the 6 sacks as rush here. Man, that's going to be a first down for Maryville. So first down for Maryville, now a timeout by the Tornadoes. So once again, that defense. So the Tornadoes defensively, Tyler Harrison with 7 tackles, 5 of the solo variety. Big days from Stefan Kennedy, Jerome Bass, Toby Naylor, Lyndon Galt, 7 tackles. Cole Tomlin, Jalen Smith. And once again, that kind of effort without one of the top players in all of Division III, Jacques Pledger. Big time performance by the Tornadoes. 2:28 to play here, quarter number 4. Under 2 minutes to play here, so Tornadoes starting to see the finish line in this one. Coaches have started to make their way down from their box to the playing field. You know that's a sign of confidence at this point. Rush up the middle there, and this is a gratifying homecoming win for the Tornadoes. We mentioned at the top the Tornadoes were still looking for their first home victory this season. Losses in overtime to the Apprentice School and also versus Huntington, and really starting to get the engine running here at the right time of the year. Back-to-back dominant wins at Greensboro, now home versus Maryville. And the homecoming celebrations will continue through the weekend. Feeling good coming off this victory. A ribbon cutting of the new Willie Barn coming up next. And meanwhile, going for it there on 4th down was Maryville. So we mentioned it before, kind of in that mode where you're playing for pride, trying to keep the shutout going, or if you're in Maryville's shoes, would love to avoid the shutout. Time ticking down. Maryville coaches heading to the sidelines as well. Pressure here. Stefan Kennedy once again flushing Thomas out of the pocket. Thomas makes his way out of bounds. Clock stops at 20 seconds. Trey Williams checking in for the Tornadoes. Also Kingston Best, the graduate student. Rush here, keeper by Thomas. Thomas steps out of bounds. Rush up the middle here, and fourth down, and that'll do it. The last play of the game, and the Tornadoes win. Tornadoes with a 31-0 victory. Just a dominant performance by the Tornadoes in all phases. And a feel-good win on homecoming Saturday on the campus of Brevard College. So stick with us. We'll bring you all the final numbers in just a matter of moments. But your final score from here at Islamel Family Field, Brevard 31 and Maryville 0. Your final score here at Islamel Family Field, Brevard 31, Maryville 0. Tornadoes got on the board first, a 3-yard touchdown run by Jerome Bass. Bass, Tornado Nation used to seeing him on the defensive line, coming in on some special packages and delivering with that touchdown run. That capped off a 4-play, 51-yard drive. Tornadoes then made it 10-0 on a Stamati DeMalos 38-yard field goal. Then a big touchdown pass to Zachary Orr from Taylor Jackson III at the end of the second half, or check that second quarter, 17-0 BC. 17-0 at the half, and then the Tornadoes in the third quarter, a 59-yard pass, the longest play of the year thus far. Taylor Jackson hitting Brandon Norris. Norris just went to the house on that one, and the Tornadoes led 24-0. Then Luis Alvarez, 14-yard pass from Taylor Jackson III to make it 31-0. Tornadoes shutting out the Maryville Scots. Well, Tornadoes had 16 first downs compared to just 11 by the Scots. Neither team got too much going on third down necessarily. The Scots just 4 of 17, Tornadoes 4 of 12. Tornadoes, a grand total of 362 total yards to just 143 by the Scots, 201 yards passing, 102 by the Scots. Rushing yards in favor of the Tornadoes as well, 161 to 41 in that department. Tornadoes able to pick off a pass of Maryville, so an interception. That was by Dante Anderson. And also 2 fumble recoveries, so 3 takeaways by the Tornado defense, 6 sacks by the Tornado defense, and Tornado defense shutting out Maryville. Individually, Taylor Jackson III, his first start in a Tornado uniform, 13 of 23, 201 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. rushing the ball, Devontae Murray leading the charge, 8 carries for 69 yards, 8.6 yards per carry, a long of 35. Jackson got it done with his legs as well, 9 carries, 37 yards. Deshaunte Kirkland, 7 carries for 34. He had a long rush of 27. Freddie Aiken III had a few carries as well, 5 of 13. And Mitchell Yoder, 3 carries. Jerome Bass, we mentioned his carry for a touchdown. And Zakis Leach with a carry as well. Brandon Norris, the leading receiver, 4 receptions for 77 yards and a touchdown. Zachary Orr, 3 for 70 and a touchdown. Luis Alvarez, 2 for 27 and a touchdown. Montrell Stinson had a catch as well, as did Dalton Cole, Vince Davis, and Marcus Lane. Defensively, Tornadoes, Tyler Harrison, the leading tackler with 8. And Stephon Kennedy, Jerome Bass, Toby Naylor, Lyndon Gaunt, Cameron Moore, all with big numbers as well. Stephon Kennedy had 2.5 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. What a day for Stephon Kennedy. Jerome Bass also had a sack and a half. Toby Naylor with a sack as well. And Dante Anderson, we mentioned his interception. Certainly getting it done defensively. Kennedy also had a fumble recovery. Cole Tomlin with a fumble recovery as well. Well, the Tornadoes will continue their season with a week of practice, of course, coming off this big homecoming win, 31-0. And then we'll get back to work on the road next week at LaGrange, 4 p.m. in LaGrange, Georgia. Then back here at home versus Southern Virginia on Saturday, October the 23rd. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff at Methodist on Saturday, October 30th in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And then Senior Day is Saturday, November the 3rd versus Averett. But a feel-good victory for the Tornadoes, 31-0. A lot to be proud of from the Tornadoes' perspective. On a festive day here, Homecoming 2021. Athletics Hall of Famers were inducted. Congratulations, Jeff Wentworth and 2009 cycling team. The new Tornado sculpture was unveiled outside the Athletics Fieldhouse. And then the Tornadoes football team came through with a resounding 31-0 victory. Well, glad you're able to join us wherever you may be tuning in from. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell for all the notifications here on this YouTube channel so you know when we go live with Brevard College Tornado athletics content. I want to thank all those who made this broadcast possible. Men's lacrosse, women's lacrosse, members of the softball program, a cast of thousands making this happen. The drumline, the cheerleaders, and certainly all those behind the scenes made this production possible, including Joseph Marvin and Ethan Thompson. And I want to thank you, the viewer, for tuning in and following us all season long. Both soccer teams on the road, so we'll continue to monitor that throughout the weekend. Be sure to follow the Tornadoes on social media for all your updates and at bctornadoes.com for all your news, stats, scores, and information. Well, your final score for the final time, Brevard 31, Maryville 0. Go Tornadoes. Clear.